Okay, this is Kaiju-tastic Media, and today I am doing the Grand King Ghidorah from the movie Rebirth of Mothra 3. This figure is from 1998, originally released from Bandai. And around that time, we didn't have figures that were really like this, that were this expertly detailed. I know a lot of people are always talking about X plus this, X plus that, and I love X plus, but around this time, there was not a lot of. I know X plus was around that time, but they didn't have figures that were this expertly made in detail. This is a soft vinyl. I don't have the box of the figure because I seen the box for this figure, and the box is pretty big, and the box artwork is pretty awesome. I kind of wish I missed out on getting it like that, but I just couldn't wait anymore, so I had to get it. All right, let's take a look at this figure. Let's start with this head right here. And as you can see, I got some figures in the background because I am going to be doing some size comparisons later. All right, so the first head has a very almost moose-like reindeer-looking profile. And I kind of like that because King Ghidorah is probably the most popular kaiju and a most well-known enemy of Godzilla in any of the than any other kaiju. So he has a lot of different reiterations, a lot of different looks, and I really like this, and I hope maybe one of these days X Plus will release a figure. This is kind of like this figure is actually pretty small. It's actually 10 inches tall or 11 inches, 28 centimeters tall. And I measured it, or I seen some figure reviews of this online from super unimportant reviews. And he's actually pretty small for a King Ghidorah figure, but this is my first King Ghidorah figure, so it makes a lot of sense to me to get, I could have got him. All right, so let's take a look at the eyeballs. The eyeballs are painted, it's a standard Bandai paint job, really, because... And you see they're a black and red and yellow to give it a very fearsome and sinister look. And you can see some appendages right here on his cheek, and that's a standard. He looks very Heisei, he looks a lot like the Heisei King Ghidorah from 1991 in a lot of ways. And of course it's always Toho has always stayed true to the Showa design, because every King Ghidorah basically looks the same, and it's just a different... when you see a three-headed dragon, that's three ways of awesome, in my opinion, all right? So, what better enemy for Godzilla than a Japanese dragon like this? All right, so the inside of the mouth, you can see the inside of this. The mouth is open a little bit, and I can't... I'll tell you guys what I think about the sculpture, the way they sculpted this guy down, and what I think, honestly, what he looks like to me, as far as the way, how screen accurate he is and everything. So you can see his tongue sticking out, and this is a standard Bandai paint job teeth. They kind of just painted the teeth on there. I don't really like that, but then again, this is from 1998. It's not from our current timeline, of course. So, and outside of that, I think they did a really good job with the teeth, because his teeth actually look sharp, like they're supposed to, really. And the way they painted them was it's a pretty stand-up job. And he looks very much alike, like every King Ghidorah as far as the face is concerned. All right, let's look at the other heads. The other heads are very similar, except that the other heads the mouth is a little bit more closed. So you could see the paint job and the sculpt on it. It looks very similar to the other two heads, of course. And the horns are a little bit different. They're kind of slanted, they're kind of bended. So let's look at the other head. The other head is I love this guy. I'm glad I got him. He's made of soft vinyl. So he's an amazing, and you can see the horn. There's horns and appendages all over the head, like normally it would be on a King Ghidorah figure. So, all right, let's take a look at the body. The heads, you could see the head is very dragon-like usual for a King Ghidorah. And let's go down here to the body. It's very slim, almost muscular looking, buff looking, like usual, like the way it's supposed to be. And you could see the seam lines. I usually don't talk about seams unless they're important for me. And you could see that because this is an articulated figure. That's what I love. I wish X Plus would make figures like this more often, like alternate versions of X Plus figures we like. And you could see this is a very awesome figure. You could see the right here. There's like a lot of detail went into making this guy. I mean, like I said, for 1998, it was pretty awesome. You can see the legs has 4 toes. And you can see almost it looks a lot like gold plate. The gold plating on here looks almost like diamonds. Not diamond like in shape. So. And then let's take a look at the wings. The wingspan is 13 inches from wingtip to wingtip. And it's an awesome figure. I love the wingspan is very, very much a lot like like I said, a more of a Heisei type King Ghidorah. And even at a little bit like it's just not as big though from Godzilla, from Ghidorah 2019. So you could see the usual spikes at the end of each wing of the bat-like the wings on him. And so let's take a look at the backside. The backside is, you can see how I struggled a little bit to get the wing on. I'm thinking about maybe taking it out and trying to put it in there a little bit better because I just, I don't know, just to me it doesn't look, if you take a look at it from this point, it doesn't look, I don't know, it doesn't fit and it's not in all the way, so I got to fix that part. And the wings from the side profile, from the back profile are pretty awesome. I bought him used, so he has a couple little minor little scratches here and there, like here you can see it a little bit. It's not much of a this collector from Japan. He really took care of it. And I'm gonna give you guys a little story of how I got this guy right now. Whoa! And let's look at his tails, 2 tails like usual for any King Ghidorah, and they're almost very aquatic looking. But it's really, most dragons have 2 tails or 3 or more, and they look a lot like this. So that it's a very, it's a usual for any King Ghidorah figure, any dragon type figure. All right, so paint job. The paint job is beautiful. It's a very gold. It's a very very lively type gold paint job. I really like it a lot. It looks awesome. But I'll tell you right now what I think about it. This is screen accurate. Really, to me, this is not really screen accurate. It's more customized because if you guys know, I remember that King Ghidorah on Rebirth of Mothra 3 looked. He was actually a darker shade of gold than this figure. But I don't think I'll customize this guy. He looks just fine, just the way he is. I mean, if X Plus ever releases a figure, who knows? Maybe down the line I'll get it. So I think he looks he looks fine. He looks amazing as is. I'm not going to change him. I'm not going to mess with this guy. All right, let's take a look at him. And he looks, overall, he doesn't really look that screen accurate. I'm going to give you guys a rating for this guy. On the Kaiju-tastic meter, I'm going to give this guy an 8.5 because he's not screen accurate, but at the same time, it's not like this is an awful bootleg or something like that, or it's unrecognizable, because he does look like, at first glance, if you take a look at a regular King Ghidorah, see that one and this one, you know that it's 2 different King Ghidorahs. They don't look the same, especially from the wings and the horns. So, all right, I gave him this rating because, and he is, I would give him a Kaijurific, but he's not entirely screen accurate, but he looks awesome. 8.5 is a very high rating on my scale on the Kaiju-tastic meter, as far as I'm concerned. All right, I did a little setup. I know these are from 2 different toy lines and eras. Here, I'm going to put them here next to this Playmates Godzilla Final Wars. All right, try to do the setup right now if I can, and then this X Plus 2004 Chainsaw King with King Ghidorah if I can. Whoa. All right, here he is with. I'm gonna put him. Here he is with the X Plus King Ghidorah with Gigan, and here is Anguirus, the X with the X Plus, and here they are all together. Try to do a shot, and he's falling off. Whoops. Oh boy. This guy's really, he tips over a lot because the way the stance is made, the way the pose is made. All right, and King Ghidorah's pose, the pose he has is like he's about to take off, or he's landing to fight Mothra. And overall, I love this figure. I would change a thing about him, and I'm not going to sell him because I know a lot of people like to sell their figures on these collectors groups a lot, but I wouldn't sell this guy at all. I'm keeping this guy. This guy's staying in my collection. He's pretty rare actually, so I don't think I'll do that. You know, hindsight being hindsight, I think he's a great release from Bandai. And Bandai's not exactly. They've been stepping up their game lately. I know I heard from my good friend Thomas Lee that they've been stepping up their game. You know, as far as sculpting. Like I said, sculpture-wise, this guy is not the best, but he is awesome because compared to I've seen other King Ghidorahs from other Bandai releases, you know, it leaves something to be desired, really. And like I said, he's too awesome. And I'll tell you guys a little story how I got him. It was a really big problem to get him. For some reason, I guess the post office, the UP, did not believe that he was my figure because I had, when I originally got my eBay account, I decided to open it for my nephew Nick because he wanted to buy stuff on there too. He collects other types of toys really, and so when I went to the post office to try to collect them, they wouldn't let me get them because it said a different name on. So it took a lot. I almost had an argument with the manager from the post office, just trying to get him, just trying to claim him, and it was just a big mess. You know, I had to message the Japanese seller several times to make sure that I got this guy because he was already going to get shipped back to the seller, and that would have sucked because I paid a good price for him. You know, that would have sucked, and I would have been extremely angry. And until I finally got him, I had my nephew go down to the post office with me, you know, to pick him up, and you know, the rest is history. But it was a really big problem to get this guy. It took weeks for me to get him, to finally claim him. So, you know, I just thought I'd tell you guys a little story about how difficult it was for me to get this guy. He was really difficult to get, so I'm just glad that I was able to get him, and I'm able to enjoy his pretty awesome looking appearance and adding him. And before I sign off, the articulation, the heads move, and you're able to move the necks. I like articulated figures if they're done in a very tasteful and a very screen accurate manner. I'm all for that, you know. The legs move also. Several points of articulation. And the tails don't move, and there goes Gigan again. He's going to fall off. Oh boy. Oh, nice little blooper on the video. So, overall, Grand King Ghidorah is an awesome release from Bandai, and I'm really happy with this guy, and I wouldn't sell this guy for nothing. And I'm going to have other King Ghidorahs in my collection, of course, and in the future. But all right, tell me what you guys think about this review. Tell me your thoughts, and I hope you guys love Kaijutastic Media because we are on Facebook also. And I have an Instagram account for Kaijutastic Media if you guys want to follow also. I would appreciate it, your support and your comments below. And if you want to like this video, I don't think I'm going to be telling people, oh yeah, please like this video or anything like that. I'd rather just let people be the judge for themselves if they like it or not. But this is, like I said, this is not just going to be reviews and stuff. I'm going to be doing more stuff as Kaiju Tastic Media grows, as I get more equipment, buy more equipment and more cameras and all kinds of different stuff to start hitting G-Fest and all the other festivals. All right, you guys, I will see you guys real soon. You guys, once again, I'd just like to say, you guys, please be very careful. I hope you and your family are safe, and this truly frightening time with this virus killing so many people. At least we have a little bit of stuff, stuff like kaiju and collecting and other stuff during our time in quarantine. All right, okay, you guys. All right, stay blessed. Bye.